Hello and welcome back to vlog number 4 of my costuming into the woods over the summer extravaganza. I guess. Hello, I'm Rebecca of Pocket Full of Posies and welcome back. So I have been kind of going back and forth between different projects. I haven't finished anything yet. I have started several things. I still need to finish putting sleeves on the stepsisters' dresses. I need to get started actually making the baker's wife's dress. I need to start the stepmother's dress. But first, before I can do that one, I need to find my purple taffeta. I found one of my purple taffetas, but not the one I was looking for. And I have this recollection back in the fall or even late last summer of putting that fabric somewhere so I would remember where it was, and alas, I'm pretty sure I put it in like a plastic tote with some other fabrics that I had kind of earmarked for projects. So I have to go through and find it. But I have been working on Rapunzel's wig. And the thing about Rapunzel's wig is that, of course, what I have done here is not finished. This is just my prototype, if you will. So I have a pretty long wig. It's, you know, on the floor. And even if adding the height of a head to it, it's still about to the floor because this whole piece was on the floor. I was going to try to make a video of how I'm doing Rapunzel's wig because it needs to be kind of a trick wig, but then I decided to make my life easier and not do the full magic haircut on stage and just have the piece that the baker's wife pulls off be able to be pulled off, which is what I have here at the very end. And I've put some little butterflies on it. They're just plastic. I think there's actually, I'm pretty sure they're stickers, but I sewed them onto some ribbon, and I'm probably going to add more ribbon. She's fallen. I may add more length, but I'm gonna wait to do that to see how high she's going to be standing in the tower. So like how much length I actually need to get to the bottom of the tower. I know I'm gonna need more than this, and luckily she doesn't have to walk around with all of this weight, thankfully, except for one scene where she gets dragged on stage by the witch. But she can, you know, put it around her, you know, she can hold it up with her arms. She doesn't have to just drag it and so all the weight won't be just on her head because it is heavy. So that's where we are with Rapunzel's wig. I still have more to do. Dropping it all the time. I still have more to do for the top of the wig. So this is the front. It's got some kind of long bangs, and so I want to do something with those, pin them, put some flowers, butterflies. I have a crown, like a flower crown type thing for her. And I still have some long pieces that I left out of the braid. But what I did was I took different pieces, different lengths, about what, a foot and a half long a piece, and braided them and attached them. So they're all multiple braids that are all attached together. Now, unfortunately, they don't all match, you know, her top hair, but I think on stage it's not going to be that noticeable. So, whew, Rapunzel, still working on her. And I don't mind if her braid is messy either, because, I mean, honestly, if my hair was this long, it would be probably my braid would be pretty messy. But anyway, so that's where we are with Rapunzel's wig. Continuing in the wig-ish department, I've been working on what I want to use for the witch when she is old and witchy. So I bought this cheap mask, and it was a full face mask. So I cut it just around the cheeks and around the nose, and so it's more like a half mask, and it's got this wig attached, which I don't really care for, but it was already part of it. I mean, I could take it off probably if I really wanted to, but what I'm thinking is, so for this, so I tried it on. I need to try it on the actress who's going to be playing the witch, but when I tried it on, these eyes, the eye where the eyes are, was pressing on my eyes, and I couldn't open or close my eyes, like I couldn't. So I cut the eye a little bit bigger, just made some snips. But then I thought, well, I think it's because this piece goes in too far right there. This eyelid piece goes in too far, so that's what was pressing. So I just grabbed some tool that I had on my desk and just put it inside the mask against my face, like at my eyebrows, and that held the eyes away from my eyes. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try it on her, see where it sits on her face, and I think I might glue some little pieces of foam or sponge, like makeup sponge, maybe something to just hold it a little bit away from her face, because that's going to make it easier to sing too if it's not right on her face. And probably we will glue it or tape it for most of the first act, and then, because she's off stage for quite a while, and then before she does the transformation into her younger beautiful self, we'll undo that tape and get her face made up underneath it, because she doesn't have to wear it for that long before the transformation. And then when she does the transformation, she'll kind of go to the back of the stage, do a little bit of a spin. She's gonna have a big cloak, and then she can just, when she can pull this off, revealing her beauty underneath, and then also pull off the cloak to reveal her fancy dress. So that's my plan for the witch. Now I also have this gray wig, and I'm thinking of just adding it to this. So the texture of the hair is totally different, but I thought, you know, I mean, that's not an unreasonable look for someone whose hair has gone gray, but the underneath is still dark. But I might play around with that. I like the gray wig. I might either replace the black, but that's a lot of work. And so I was thinking I could just add it. That'll make it heavier and hotter though. So there is that to consider. And I don't want to make our actress suffer. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about that, about my ideas for making the mask more comfortable. I'm also going to paint it so it's not green. I'm going to paint it more flesh colored, you know, add some grays and stuff so it looks craggy. But let me know what you think about the gray wig, adding the gray wig, either adding the gray wig to the black, because I was thinking like I could, you know, pull some pieces up and have it kind of crazy, sticking out looking and that kind of thing, or replacing the black with the gray. So let me know what you think about that. I keep going back and forth on what I'm doing, but I wanted to take a look at the pattern I'm using for Cinderella's ball gown. I'm just going to be using the bodice of this. I'm not going to be doing all of this because I don't have enough material for that much skirt, because this calls for 11.5 to 12 yards of material. So that is not happening. So our actress playing Cinderella is between sizes. Waist is one size and bust is another size. Bust measurement falls into a smaller size than the waist measurement does. So do I want to, so with the baker's wife, she was between 3 different sizes, or a span of 3 sizes, I guess I should say. So I decided to make it based on her bust measurement because that was the biggest measurement and it's easier to take the waist in. For Cinderella, the waist measurement is in the larger size and the bust measurement is in the smaller size. It's just 2 sizes. There's not that much difference between them. I don't want the bust line to gape. Like, I don't want that to be too big, and that's a harder fix for me personally. So I think I'm going to make it based on her bust measurement. I'm going to make the pattern based on her bust measurement, and then I'm just going to add, I'm going to need to look at the pattern pieces, but I might just add a little bit kind of tapered out towards the waist just to give us a little extra room in the waist. Now it's also closed with grommets, and it ties closed, so that gives us a little wiggle room as well. I can make the modesty panel in the back a little bit bigger so that if it does need to be if she does need a little bit more room at the waist, we can do that and no one's gonna notice because no one's gonna be looking at the back of her dress that close from this audience. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the pattern based on her bust size as well, just like I did with the baker's wife. Sleeves. Florinda has sleeves. So now I need to attach the skirt and then do the closure, hem, all that, and attach all of the trim. But yeah, Florinda's looking good. And with these sleeves done, I am wrapping up today's sewing. I am tired. I have nearly a week off now. I have a few, well, 5 days, so a work week off. And I'm probably going to be doing a good bit of sewing this week as much as I can, and while also trying to relax a little bit and you know, actually have some time off. I have the month of June, I have had 2 days off all June, maybe 3 days off all June. Now, of course, some of those days I was not working all day long. I had rehearsals in the afternoons or whatever, but it's things to do. And we had a lot of recitals, we had shows, all of that kind of stuff. So the month of June has just been absolutely packed. So I am happy to have a few days off, and I'm going to do a little bit of relaxing while also working on costumes, because that needs to be done so I don't frantic last minute. So the day before or whatever, I need to take photos of the costumes. I have a deadline for the costumes. So the show goes up at the end of August, August 24th and 25th, I believe. And so my deadline for myself to finish the costumes is a full month before. So the end of July, around the 24th, 25th, or whatever that is. And we're going to take photos of the costumes, and so I have like a day set aside for final try-ons, and then we have a day set aside for costume photos. So that's all at the end of July. So, and it's nearly July. Today is June 30th, and it is Kit Kat's birthday, our little puppy girl. So I'm gonna go and hang out with her for a little bit, and I will see y'all another day. Another day, more into the woods. Okay, so I just got my skirt panels cut out. They are just rectangles, 40 inches long, and I cut 3 for Florinda's skirt. I believe the pattern says to use 2, but I want it to be fuller, and I also want to have a seam in the back just to make the back closure a little bit easier, so that I don't have to cut an opening for the skirt. Not that that's that big of a deal, it's just I wanted more skirt, and I figured I can put a seam down the back, and then so I have 2 panels from the center back to towards the sides, more than right at the sides, and then a panel for the front. I'm about to sew those skirt panels together, and then I will start attaching them to the bodice. Thank you so much to my monthly supporters on Ko-fi. I really appreciate you. Florinda is almost finished. I am just going to do a quick whip stitch and whip the bodice down. I did it backwards in that I sewed the skirt to the lining instead of sewing the skirt to the outer layer. So I'm going to the stitches holding down the outer layer at the bottom here are going to be slightly visible. I'm going to do my best to make them as invisible as possible, but she's also going to have a belt, so it's going to cover that up to some extent anyway, so I'm not super concerned. I don't know exactly what I was thinking when I attached the skirt. It's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm just going to attach the skirt to the lining layer, so then the inside will be all nice and clean, and I'll just fold over or fold under the outer layer and attach that. And I should have done it the other way, obviously. So there you go. Sometimes the brain doesn't do what it's supposed to do, but she's almost done. As soon as I get that done, I'm going to put in the grommets on the back. I'm not going to hem it yet because I'm going to do a fitting with the actress before I do the hem, but it should be a pretty good length. I think I need maybe an inch hem, but I want to check first. I just did what the pattern recommended, which was a 40-inch panel, or 40-inch panels for the skirt. That's where we are with Florinda. Today's t-shirt is another Doctor Who inspired. Donna. Okay. Have the bodice down in the front or around the bottom, and I'm going to tack on this trim with a quick hand stitch. I'll just use a basting stitch because it doesn't have to be super secure at this moment. I just want to get it on there. Okay, so Florinda is pretty much finished. All I have left to do is the hem and add a little bit more trim. I think I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add some more purple bows. But finally, something completed pretty much in one of these vlogs. Unfortunately, I can't really get a good angle to take a video of the whole dress all at once. But once I try it on the actress, I will take some pictures and have those in another vlog for you. And I do plan on doing a video after the show is done of an overview of all of the different costumes that we used in the show, the ones I made, the ones I didn't make, all of that. So stay tuned for that. My mannequin is a little bit bigger than the actress who's going to be wearing this, so it is going to come together more in the back. But again, that gives us a little more wiggle room as far as size goes. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload, you can hit that little bell icon. To support the channel further, I have a Ko-fi account, and that is linked down below. Stay tuned for more Into the Woods fun, and I will see you again on our next sewing adventure. Bye!